You want it's hard for the show. Get some nachos. Nobody does it better. He's the best. With your favorite host. So sexy. Daddy, it's your boy. Daddy, it's your boy. Daddy, it's your boy. Daddy, it's your boy.
Hey! And welcome to the first episode of Nobody Does It Better with Danny Nedelko. And it's my pleasure to have our first ever guest, Sebastian Murphy from Viagra Boys.
It's a pleasure to be here, mate.
How's it going,
Thanks for
Seb?
having
How
me.
you been doing?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm in peaceful Sweden, where there hasn't been too much of any lockdowns, not too many riots, nothing out here. So I'm in a good situation.
Have you always been based in Stockholm?
Yeah, our band is based in Stockholm. I grew up in San Francisco, and I moved to Sweden when I was in 2007. So when I was 17, but my accent is just getting weirder and weirder. Like, I don't know what kind of accent, because I've been living in Europe for so long. So like it gets, I don't know, I met somebody. I've met people where they're like, "Oh, are you from Germany, man?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck you! I'm an American." But
the thing is, because English is a second language for me, and I've been living in the UK since I was like 15.
Yeah.
And people actually think sometimes I'm Northern because the specific words are pronounced.
Yeah. Like pronounce. Is that Northern?
Pronounce. The ruling R's, yeah.
Yeah. Pronounce.
Pronounce. Слушай, Москва, конечно, знаешь. The ruling R's are very...
Pushing kurac. But when I met when you called me earlier, this guy, the guy I was sitting with, was like, "What kind of accent was that?" And I'm like, to be honest, I have no idea.
Yeah, man, I get that. Sometimes you get South African, Northern, or Irish.
Oh yeah, it is a bit of South African for sure. Yeah, like, "Hey, bro, come on down to my barbecue, mate." Like,
welcome to the party with Danny Nedelko. Ex-KGB agent, committed some crimes in Yugoslavia. I said too much.
Don't swallow any poison, man. Yeah.
Oh man, that's part of the training. It's part of the training for the poison.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's kick off some of the questions I have prepared for you. Keeping it light and easy.
Yeah.
Having a couple of drinks. I noticed earlier. What's your drink of choice today?
I'm drinking a white wine called Côtes de Salmon. I don't know, but I've become a wine connoisseur the past couple of weeks. Not really. I buy the cheapest wine, but I have a lot of wine at home. So,
oh man, nice to get stocked up. So, kick us off. First question, Seb. Top 5 favorite tattoos that you personally have.
Okay, top 5. I would say the one on my head. I love that one. It says it says lös. It means loose in Swedish. But you're a loose guy,
thank you very much. I'm glad I made it loose.
But yeah, that's number 1. And then I got I really like this scorpion that I got this baby head and the scorpion right there on my hand. The baby head is by my friend Kalle, who's a guy who works in Gothenburg. Super good tattooer and a very good friend. And also he plays Magic. He's a legend in Magic the Gathering circles. So and I play Magic the Gathering as well. And
you play Magic? What's playing Magic?
Magic is it's a card game.
Card game, cool. Never heard of it.
Like it's super nerdy, like Dungeons and Dragons type shit,
Oh man.
Yeah, but the third one, the Scorpion, that's by a guy named Walter de Sousa Lobo, who is my friend from Paraguay. He's lived out here in Sweden with me for a couple months before, and we became really good friends. Great tattooer. He changed the face of tattooing in South America years ago. He went around to different shops and basically offered to teach them how to tattoo properly, because out there tattooing wasn't really completely established yet. and there were a lot of shops doing shitty work. And he basically went out there, went all around South America, and showed a bunch of people, or
How
just
it's
kind
done.
of how he helped them out, basically. Like he was, or so I've heard, at least. I don't know the story 100%, but I just know that he's a big inspiration to me and a really nice guy.
Oh man.
And then I think number 4 would be this wizard right here smoking weed.
Fucking right, dude. 420.
And just 420. 420 actually started at my high school that I went to in San Rafael, but I'll talk more about that later. But it's this wizard smoking weed, and this green is fucking amazing. It's
that green does look like proper acidy, yeah, really.
Yeah, it looks like plastic, And he's just a great tattooer, friend of mine as well, tattoo hero. And then I think my 5th favorite one has got to be these horses on my chest, done by Oliver Peck. And
not to be confused with the musician Orville Peck, but these are sick.
No, exactly. No, this is Oliver Peck.
Kind of like hoping to get like a chest piece as well, and fill out more, because I still have a.
Hey, I got you, bro.
Dude, I would fucking love to. Like, because
Yeah.
a shame. I guess it's a shame because when we were meant to play at Stockholm, as you might know, and because I messaged you before ages ago, hoping maybe we can like arrange something. So yeah, maybe in the future, because I might also is he, I believe, a friend of yours? Is Jack Ankerson as well? He's
yeah. Good friend of mine. I talked to him today actually. Yeah, and I think he's spoken about you. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, because I messaged him and saying I would love to, like, if you're around, if you're free, and he was like, dude, I was gonna come to your show. I was like, no fucking way. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And he seems like a super nice guy, so I was like, wow, so we maybe I do like a day.
Yeah, he's honestly the nicest. Like, such a genuine guy, and great tattooer. And recently, just the other week, I was interested in making linoleum prints because I've seen that he's done it. And he's like, oh man, I'll teach you how to do it. And it just came by my shop and, took the time to, go through everything, and super good teacher as well. And yeah.
I was going to say, next question. Top 5 cartoon characters you find yourself weirdly sexually attracted to? We don't have to do top 5. If it's easy, I can start us off to use us in. I can share mine.
Yeah, share yours, please.
Lola Bunny, Space Jam. As a young kid, I felt all kinds of weird things when seeing her.
Wait, for who?
Lola Bunny in Space Jam.
I wonder if that was going to be the same answer. No, it's not. Yeah, but she was hot. She was hot, man. Good looking rabbit, that's for sure.
I reckon, and really fucking talented player.
All forward, standing a scintillating 3'2", the heartthrob of the hoops, Lola Bunny.
Have you seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit, you're talking about?
Yeah. Jessica Rabbit. Hey, we're both into rabbits, man.
One thing that joins us together, man. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? They're both really spicy bunnies. You heard it here from the source. Danny Nedelko and Sebastian Murphy have a weird thing for cartoon rabbits, And okay, next question's up is your favorite Nicolas Cage or Nick Cage moments.
It's got to be favorite Nicolas Cage moments. It's got to be this scene with the bees.
Not the bees! Not the bees!
Yeah, exactly. Not the bees.
This is incredible if you haven't seen this. I think it's Terry Wogan interview when he was in British television, and he's like wearing a leather jacket, and I swear to God, it's like famous now because he's definitely high as fuck on cocaine. He does like a fucking front flip, starts fucking literally like doing money and shit, and he goes, "Hey, Terry, yoo-hoo!" He's doing this absolute,
Who's Terry Wogan?
Terry, I think it's Terry Wogan. Is like a British television host. You know what? I'll drop you a link after the show. You can watch that. Okay. It's 5 minutes of pure cocaine on Nicolas Cage.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Welcome, Nicolas Cage.
fucking incredible. Yeah, well, funny enough, next question was meant to be your 5 favorite sports, you know, obviously from your song Sports, but you said an interesting thing. You said that your dad made you play sports and you resented it as an activity.
I resented it, but at the, you know, like, I'm 30 years old now, and you know, I definitely understand why he did that. You know, he wanted me to take care of my body and take care of my mind, and I respect that. And my dad's a great guy. Like, you know, I was just a fucking angry teenager, you know.
Yeah, good teenager.
Yeah, you know, I was just a pissed off teenager, and I hated doing shit like that. I just wanted to smoke weed and get drunk, you know, and party.
Basketball, wiener dog, shorts, cigarette, surfboard, ping pong,
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I noticed a bit of a, like, you know, perhaps the theme in that song from the Streetworms album, and just like you're really subtle, obvious in places, sardonic kind of commentary on masculinity, which that's something I took away from Sports as well.
Yeah,
little tongue-in-cheek, kind of like, you know, like cigarettes, short shorts, and which I think that's a really interesting image as well. Like, you know, like old-fashioned masculinity, yet the shorts are really slow and.
Yeah, I mean, that's not like when I wrote the song. I'm not a really like deep. I don't know. I don't think too much about what I do when I'm doing it. But like at the time when I wrote that shit, I didn't like it's journalists basically that have, you know, helped me realize that it's a commentary on masculinity, because like I just wrote it but you know, I guess there's a point in that, because at the time, you know, when I wrote that song, you know, like that was definitely part of you know, politics at the time is you know, gender politics and all this type of stuff, and it's a part of my life because I hang out with a lot of political people, and I'm very much on the left side of politics, and I've always been a supporter of you know, the feminist movement and stuff like that, and it's always been part of my. But I don't think like I wrote the song, you know, I didn't think like, okay, this is a commentary on masculine. You know, I just you know, I basically stood there and was, you know, just started saying words, which you know, but I guess the subconscious is always connected to something.
I was there, but I think that you said an interesting thing as well, because I think something I need to work on, and perhaps in the lyrics, not thinking sometimes too much about what you're doing, but being in the moment. I quite like that, because I have a problem overthinking, especially with lyrics. But and
if you write a song where you're like, okay, now I'm gonna write a really fucking deep song, you know, it's gonna be shit. You know, it's gonna be total shit.
Yeah, it's not gonna be honest. It's not gonna be earnest. There's not gonna be like
Exactly. Damn, dude, check this shit out, dude. It's fucking on fire.
Dude, that's fucking lit as fuck, man.
It's lit, bro.
It's lit as fuck.
Yeah. But that's like, I think like for me, when I write songs now as well, like I usually just have like I have a bunch of notes in my phone, and I just have like a theme, you know, like the other day I was walking down the street and I'm like, oh, responsibility, you know, because it's something I think about a lot, is responsibility. So then I'll write a song about responsibility, but it has to come from a theme that actually comes from my life. Like it has to be, you know, something that, you know, that I actually am dealing with, you know.
Yeah,
I can't be like, okay, I'm gonna write a political song about this and that when I don't know anything about that shit, you know. So I usually just try to write shit from what I know about or what's going on, you know.
I believe we have a mutual friend, Steve Goddard from Crows. And and he told me this fucking hilarious story. Like he mentioned, he was like, Danny, I was at Backfest and was just hanging out with Seb, and I mentioned you because you're my homie. And you're like, yeah, I thought that guy was just really, really some weird guy who's really into idols. And that's why his Instagram name said that. And Steve was like, dude, no, you've met him. It's the song is about. He's actually the guy that you played with. And I
I was like, what the fuck?
I found that hilarious because I was just like, oh my god, this entire time he follows some fucking crazy person.
No,
And I just
I thought you were just this crazy Idols fan that was also a fan of
crazy
Viagra
Idols
Boy.
fan.
It's like, oh no, next week you'll change your name to, Shrimp Shack 3000 or some shit,
which is our force. Let's just move on to the next questions. And
Yeah.
ever since we're obviously smoking cigs, your favorite cigarette brands, what's your ciggy of choice? What's your weapon of choice to kill yourself very slowly?
It's Winston Blues.
Winston Blues. Class.
Blue
You're
Winston.
a fucking classy bird, mate.
Yeah, but it's the cheapest cigarette in Sweden, so that's why I smoke it. But it's also my favorite. Like if I smoke any other cigarette, I just kind of think it's gross. But I think smoking is kind of gross anyway.
One of my really close friends, she's French Swiss, and she gave me my literally favorite stray I ever had. If I had the chance to try it, misleading name, but actually a Swiss cigarette. It's called Parisian. So like Parisian.
Parisian.
Yeah. Every time she has them, because she she doesn't like rollies. She always smokes straights. We know in the UK everybody smokes rollies and shit. But that's the fucking one. That's the best thing.
It's fucking expensive in the UK to smoke, man.
Dude, it like even now, 14 quid for 30 gram plus.
And I thought like people think that Sweden is expensive, man. Do you know how much I pay out here? Maybe 5 quid, for a pack.
Fuck off, for 20.
5 quid for a pack. Yeah, 20.
For 20.
Or 19. 19.
19. That's really good. What is it actually 19?
Yeah, it's 19 because there's this weird like tax. Like they tried to tax cigarettes before. Like if you sell a pack of 20 cigarettes, so all the cigarette companies changed the packs to 19. So now they're all 19.
19. The lines are busy. I think a lot of people trying to phone in. A lot of people have been enjoying the show. Hello, can please have some customer service?
I'd like to book a copy of Yoshi's Island 2, please, for the Nintendo Dreamcast. Excuse me?
I believe it's happening right now. Surprise guest, surprise fan audience.
Oh my God.
Adding him in. He's
Oh
coming
my
in.
God. Oh my God.
Are you
Who
excited? I'm excited. Oh!
I'm about to shit my pants.
What's up?
What's up, dog?
How's it going?
Oh, it's all good in the hood, bro. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm liking that back. I'm liking that background. It looks really.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was my friend's birthday a couple of days ago.
Who's that baby on the left?
We found it in the street, so we took it home. It was our baby.
It's our baby now.
So, Steve, is it correct? I believe you have a question. You're a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. My question is, Seb, do you know who Danny Nedelko is now? Because every time I see you, you ask.
Yeah, I think it's like, this fucking immigrant from. It's this fucking English immigrant. I don't know.
Yeah. In Academia, boys.
No, I don't know who Danny Nedelko is, and I don't want to know, man.
Oh, wow. You heard it live.
No, I'm just kidding. Danny Nedelko, he's a saint. He's a saint, I tell you. He's an angel. He saved my life.
How many times? Just the once.
I was down and out, and then Danny Nedelko, he reached out his long arm. Saved my life. Right? Long, muscular, dancing arms.
Well, thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome.
You're looking well.
Stephen, you're looking great, man. I love the new haircut. I love the.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Yeah. I love the beard.
It's all looking good.
I love the beard, everything. I miss you, Steve. I do. I wish I could.
I miss you too, man.
Yeah.
I miss you too. I wish we could hang.
I really hope after this conversation.
I wish I could spread the disease.
You know what, guys? I'm not gonna lie, getting a bit jealous here, and I really hope that maybe after this conversation.
Danny, shut the fuck up! I'm trying to talk to my homie, man.
You piece of shit. I invite you to my show and you fucking shit on me. Okay.
Who the fuck is Danny Nedelko, man? Like, what is he even doing? He's just some crazy fan of crows and Viagra boys, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe the usual consensus is the Crazy Idols fan, but you know.
Yeah. The Crazy Idols fan who changed his name to match an Idol song. That's just weird, man. That's just weird.
What can I say? I have really strong abandonment issues and father issues. I like to call them not daddy issues, but Danny issues. That's gonna be my next round of questions.
That should be your next album, Danny Issues.
Dude, it's gonna be one of the questions. That's a Danny issues. But,
that's my next album is Danny Issues.
Wait, or do you mean our collective supergroup album name?
Goodness.
Steve, can you introduce Seb to the newest addition to your household?
She's here. Oh, it doesn't work with the background. Little kitten.
What a sweetheart. What's your name?
Heidi
ho.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh my God.
But you know what? This is not your classic beige Instagram live interviews that every single fucking band's been doing, and it's just been fucking boring.
This is that raw shit, man. This is that raw.
It's fucking that real shit, you know.
Raw dogging.
We're raw dogging now, bro. We're raw dogging
in the UK. Raw dogging in the UK and Sweden. You know what I mean? I think our lines are absolutely busy. Steve, I have to let you go and let our other contestant ring in live as well.
Shit. Hey, it was nice to meet you,
brother.
Steve. Take care. I miss your body.
Right.
Talk to you soon.
All right, I'm gonna go. Bye-bye.
Love you, Steve. Okay. Miss you already. You're a fucking diamond.
Bye, Danny.
You're a diamond in the rough.
Okay. Oh, it's coming in. It's coming in hot and heavy. I'm joining this another phone call, which is live. You know, another fan, another big admirer. Oh, it's connecting. Is he there? Oh shit! Introduce yourselves.
What's up?
Who is it? Who is that?
It's George.
It's George.
How's it going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Yeah, what are you up to?
Just playing Skyrim and drinking red wine.
You still playing Skyrim, man? You fucking boomer.
Absolutely rinsed. But now it's time for cringe questions. Cringe questions.
Oh,
cringe
bummer.
Questions. When are Heavy Lungs and Viagra Boys playing a show together? To Seb.
I think.
Wow.
I think.
That's a long
Wait,
pause.
let me check my calendar. Hold on.
That's a good segment, Danny. I think you definitely got the right amount of cringe from everyone who was involved.
Wait, I'm checking my calendar. Oh yeah. 2023.
You piece of shit.
No. Whenever you want, bro. I'm there for you. I'm here. Never forget. 2023. Viagra lungs. Once this macaroni virus is over, we can do it. You know, we'll do it. I'm down. I'd love to play with. But haven't we played together already?
We did.
Yeah, but this is like a more of a special show. You know,
it's already done. We did it.
But we do it again properly, more consensual. You know.
I would love to, and let's make it happen, man. We'll have a festival or some shit. You know.
It would be really
nice.
Have
our own festival with our own fucking food trucks that don't even sell food.
Dude, basically, I reckon what we should do. We should do this one thing, right? We do this like 2 special shows. You come to Bristol, we treat you, we'll host you, we'll take you out, have a really good time, and we come to Stockholm, and you show us around.
Hey. And you guys are welcome anytime in Stockholm. I got you. Yeah, you guys. I'll show you guys a good time. I promise.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, that's a good answer. You put on the spot. You acted well. I respect that. Thank you, George, for joining us. I believe we'll have another eager caller.
George,
and this is the last.
George,
this is the
you're
last
a saint.
one.
You're a saint.
Man. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I love you, man. Take care.
See you later, man.
Keep on rocking in the free world.
Hell yeah.
The lines are hot.
The lines are hot. People can't wait to speak to you and ask you a question. It's all coming, of course.
I love this setup, man. It's great.
Okay, you're not bored yet, because let me know if you want to fuck off. But please don't.
No. I'm partying with you right now, man.
Okay, because I believe the plan was...
We are partying together right now.
Seb, the plan is we're getting drunk together, am I right?
Yeah, and I'm already drunk, man.
Hell yeah, I'm getting there.
I'm lying down, you know. I'm real comfortable, brother. No, but hey, honestly, Danny, I'm having a great time, man.
Oh, so am I, man. It's a pleasure to actually get to know you in this COVID-19. I think, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I think in a way, it's actually been bringing people together. You know, like, I've been talking to some people I haven't talked in ages. I've been like, you know, like, you agreed to do this. And, you know, we barely know each other, but I think we're doing it now. And it's actually quite beautiful.
No, I agree, because it's been like, I've had a lot of contact with friends from across the world, because I'm genuinely interested in how their situation is, you know? Like, it's not just like, oh, hey, man, what's, you know, how's your normal, you know, because everyone has a different, everyone's going through different shit in different countries. And like, you know, my friends right now that are at the Black Lives Matter protests and all that shit, it's great to be able to keep in contact with them and, you know how they're feeling. And, you know, I think honestly, it is bringing a lot of people together or what I think is great about this movement is like, it's like, you need to stand up, you need to say something, you know, like it's so important. And it kind of has taken me out of my shell, that I've been like, okay, fuck it, I need to do something about this, you know, or I can't just sit around and be like, oh, hey, I'm not political, because in a way, everything is political. Everything you do is political. Making music is political, because the people that, you know, want to be in power, the right wing, they don't want culture like ours. They don't want to listen to music like ours, you know. And if they were in power, they would shut our music down, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's why, like, it's so important to stand up against this shit, you know. And
yeah, man, I'm fucking fully with you. Like, I just like, you know, I just never thought I was educated enough, not political enough. And also the thing, I was afraid, particularly now, to say something and be wrong. But as I'm learning,
exactly, yeah,
it's okay to be wrong, because you will be wrong in this journey, you know. Like, addressing your white privilege, and it's also fucking facing the fact that what you're going to learn about yourself is not good, or the way you've been abroad, but that's part of the journey. And like, and also the other thing I've learned, I think recently, that's important is it's not like an everyday fix. It's like actually now a full commitment to continuously educating yourself and being active and speaking out for those people.
Yeah, and I feel like that's been a part of my life in general has been like, you know, to learn from your mistakes, kind of. And like, you know, like a few years ago, it was mostly, you know, gender politics and like the Me Too movement and all this shit. And that made me really reflect on how I speak, or the words that I use to explain a situation or whatever, you know, anything. But it made me like, I'm not a perfect person at all. Like I've done a lot of fucked up weird shit, or said a lot of shit that, you know, 2 years later, I'm like, how the fuck could I say, you know, like, because part of being a human is, you know, we're white idiots, you know, and like we have, you know, and we say whatever the fuck we want to say, but sometimes you have to realize that what you say has repercussions and it makes people upset. And the last thing I want is to make the right people upset, you know, or people that I care about, you know. I'd love to make the wrong people upset because they're fucking idiots. Yeah. And I know where my heart is, and I want to do the right thing, and I want to stand up for my repressed brothers, and, you know, or I want to stand up for, you know, that's why I started making music, is to make, you know, to be a voice for those who are outside of society's boundaries, you know. And the
weirdos, the fucking nerds,
the weirdos, the the losers, the immigrants, the everything, you know, and all music that I ever you know, every genre of music that I listen to and everything, it all comes from Black culture. And like
absolutely.
And I have a lot of that in my expression, you know, that I try to have a lot of James Brown there. I try to have a lot of, you know, whatever, you know, I try to have a lot of hip hop there, you know, like it's because I feel like hip hop and rap, that's today's punk. That's, you know, that's the real punk. That's
way more progressive. It's way more,
it's way more progressive. You know, they don't give a fuck. They just like, okay, you know, like they want to just make weird shit. And that's what I try to do as well. But you know, I'm not gonna make hip hop because I'm white as fuck. But.
Yeah, I know, dude, like, but we'll get back to that. I think our next caller is about ready. So I'm gonna join him. The last caller, the last audience request. James Cox, everybody. A legend.
James Cox. A legend.
Long time listener, first time caller. Very, very happy to be involved.
I've dedicated my life to this show, man. I mean, it's
James, thank you for phoning in. Thank you for taking part.
Thank you for having me. I have a question for Seb. I have two questions for Seb, if you'll accept them both. Would you rather have sex with a goat and no one knows about it, or not have sex with a goat but everyone thinks that you had sex with the goat?
Fucking sick question.
Man, you guys have you guys are trying to put me on the spot all the time with this.
And this is the kind of interviews that we got. It's real. It's out of the box.
Raw. It's rugged. It's raw. No, but I would definitely probably just have sex with the goat, actually.
Good choice.
Danny, I want you to check that through a test audience first, and then we'll change the answer. You know, we'll see what's going on in 2020 if people like that or don't like that.
James, what would be the second question you got for Sebastian?
Okay. Again, would you rather have two arm-sized dicks in place of your two arms, or one little arm in place of your dick?
The little arm for sure. The little arm. In Sweden, there's this famous musician called Ebbot. He played in a band called Soundtrack of Our Lives,
Cool.
and they're known in the UK, I think, as well. But when he started out, he was kind of like Sweden's Iggy Pop, because like he loved Iggy Pop, and they were fucking sick in the beginning. Like they sounded like the Stooges, and he acted like he was in this, you know, like it was just awesome. But that guy, he's kind of a big guy now, and he always wears like a, you know, kind of like a Arabic dress, you know, over everything, and no pants and nothing. And he's pretty well known for having, they either call it a sälunge, which means a baby seal, or a child's arm holding onto an apple. And, you know, his dick is supposedly, it looks like a baby seal. You know, it's it's huge. But I always remembered that thing, like that it's a child's forearm holding onto an apple.
Charles Forearm, that's fucking
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic entry.
but yeah, I definitely take the arm any day, because then you could just go straight to fisting, you know.
Well, thank you very much, James, for joining us.
Thank you for
Lovely
having
to
me.
see you.
You're a saint, no matter what they say about you, James. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
And please, bye. Okay, he's gone now.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes
The pipes are calling.
from glen to shining sea. Let me go pee-pee. I'll be right back.
If you lick the bag,
To shining sea.
And he's back. Cheers. Cheers one more time.
Cheers.
Is that the bottle of fancy white wine you got?
It's not fancy, mate.
It's not fancy, mate.
But don't tell anybody.
Okay, so my next question is top 5 gas stations you had on tour? The like top 5 favorite fucking pit stops you ever had.
Ooh. Do you know what? I don't have 5 because I have the memory of a hamster, so I can't
That's
remember
fine.
any.
Just
But-
name me the ones that
But
you
what,
like.
but what I will say is in Poland, they have great gas stations with really good food.
Yeah.
So like they
That's-
have like, you know, like great schnitzel and sausages and everything. And it's all just like very fresh, prepared, and just great gas stations. So if you're a punk band on tour and you want to know where the best gas stations are, they're in Poland, man. Like
They're in
they're
Poland.
amazing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
According to me, but yeah, and it's good prices as well.
But our first proper tour was in like last year. We had like some stuff in Spain and France. Yes, France wasn't that good for like gas station food and stuff like that.
France sucks balls, and yeah.
When it
England is actually like England has the worst. England has like the worst food culture ever. But
I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
yeah, but their gas stations are all right because they've got like, you know, like I like all these fucking sausage rolls and all this shit. Like,
Are you talking about Greg's?
yeah, I like Greg's. I like Greg's.
Greg's, yeah. Do you have a good time? Greg's is fucking the savior.
But otherwise, in the UK, it fucking
It's not
sucks
good.
because the only thing they have is Burger King.
Fuck Burger King. It's the fucking
Yeah,
worst.
fuck them. Mackie D's all day.
There's somebody I worked in the pub with. He was like, Danny, do you realize that like apparently by the studies, this was like maybe like 4 years ago, that apparently the cheapest Big Mac in the world is in the Ukraine.
It's a thing that we check usually, like when we tour, is BMI, which is the Big Mac Index, where you can check, and it's a good way to check the currency in another country to know how expensive things are. Like in Switzerland, a Big Mac menu, like with fries and Coke, it costs like 15 quid. Like it's
Fuck off.
I swear to God, it's so expensive. Like it's you know. So you can tell like how much your money's worth by checking this Big Mac index out.
Insider tip with the Viagra boy Seb into touring.
Insider tip. Don't.
Your impression reminds me of bloody like Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. You seen that movie?
That's why I do that shit, because I love that. Yeah, it's the best movie I've seen in years. My favorite part of the movie is when like when they have, because it's right after that they have this big fight, you know, where they start screaming at each other, and then he just Willem Dafoe just mentions like, by the way, the alcohol's done. You know, and Robert Pattinson's like, what? You know, and that's like they have to work together to get the alcohol, and they start working their asses off, and they make like some crazy fruit syrup or some shit, you know, that's like, and they're in the lighthouse and they have this like syrup that they've made of old fruit and shit like that, and then he tastes it and he just takes one big sip of it and he's like and they just start screaming like because they're so happy, you know, and it's like, and it made
just
me
like,
really like, yeah, it's like I felt like that sometimes as an alcoholic.
Why can't you have a little common sense? Why does the chicken water flow right to your head? Why don't you listen when they tell you to do right? Why do you wake up in a cold sweat every night? Why is it
I
your
love
pond
Common
that
Sense a
always
lot.
feels like
That
shit?
song I did first as a demo in New York when we were playing at Electric Ladyland, and we
Oh shit!
Uh,
the coolest
yeah.
venue.
Yeah, we recorded there with Matt Sweeney, the guitarist of Iggy and the Stooges,
Holy
and
shit!
and like it was just the best. And we did like a bunch of songs, and they sounded super like American and super produced, like, you know, like over super
Yeah.
production. But the thing is, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't care, because this shit is fun. And like, and I thought that like I still like the music, and I'm like, if I like the music I make, then I can stand for it, you know. Fuck it. Even though I knew that it was a bit like very poppy, you know, like very pop and very, you know, like. But the thing is, with Common Sense, like, you know, before I released that, I was like, very scared, you know. I'm like, fuck, I don't, you know, like this is very like, it's very far off from what we usually do. But at the same time, I can still stand for it because I wrote that song means a lot to me in, you know, like in where I am in life right now. And like, I wrote it. It's a genuine, like, it's a genuine reflection of how I felt lately or whatever, you know, when I wrote it. And I need to produce it. I need to release it then, even if I think that it's not the type of music that I want to make all the time.
I love the fact that Viagra Boys were a bit more like catchier. And the thing is, you know, this is the thing that I kind of find really fucking frustrating in this like recent punk. Oh yeah, fucking people hate choruses, people hate catchiness, people immediately dismiss that as not as avant fucking god as.
And I can agree, like fuck, like, you know, but at the same time, like there's so many bands that I look up to that did, like, you know, they did a super cool first, like, you know, pretty punk EP or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they did an LP, and then they do like some shit that's completely just off, you know, and like kind of, you know, way too pop or way too, you know, whatever. But it's always those albums that nowadays are my favorites.
I got a bit of Bruce Springsteen from like Common Sense.
Do you know what I got from it? Like after I sang it, Pearl Jam.
This is one of my favorite fucking bands. Do you know I watched in lockdown recently? 20 by Pearl Jam. That band is fucking amazing.
But honestly, like, don't tell anybody. But you know this album he made for that movie Into the Wild.
No. Wait. Yeah, somebody told me that because you recorded
the acoustic one.
I heard about that. Yeah.
You have to. It's one of my favorite albums. Like, cause he does a song called Society on there, and it's so simple. The lyrics are so simple. It's like, society, you're a crazy breed. I hope you're not lonely without me. The thing is, I always hated grunge when I grew up. Like, you know, I grew up listening to punk and hip hop, and I hated grunge. I hated Nirvana. I hated Pearl Jam. The older I get, like, I love Nirvana. I love Pearl Jam. Like, because like I love music that has feelings.
The guitarist in our band, whose taste is fucking incredible. He basically went, Danny, Pearl Jam are amazing, and I was like, I was pre-inhibited to hate them, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to Pearl Jam because he told me to, because I respect him. He's like a massive influence, and dude, I'm not gonna lie, now I'm a massive Pearl Jam fan. One of my favorite songs ever is Corduroy by Pearl Jam.
Yeah, but man, like that whole way of looking at music is so important, or at least for me, like I had, because I used to be so militant with music, you know, like because when you grew up in America, if you grow up in America, it's all about subcultures, and if you're in a subculture, you hate every other subculture. Yeah. So you need to, you know, like I was a crust punk, you know, then you need to only listen to punk or crust punk, or if you're a skinhead, only listen to skinhead punk, and like blah blah blah. Like I've kind of had this changed way of looking at music that I don't have as much hate in me when I listen to music anymore. It's more like I'm like, okay, I don't like this part of the song, but I like this. You know, I can appreciate the production. I can, you know, like you can be like, okay, I'm going to play this new SoundCloud techno hip hop punk rap, and it's like, and I'll be like, okay, cool, you know, because I want to hear something that's new or interesting, and like, and I'm glad that when I meet people that have this, like, oh, but I hate this genre. I'm like, oh well, man, you're missing out on a lot of, you know, you're missing out on a lot, you know, like. Every genre has something cool to offer.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
This whole Pearl Jam thing, that's kind of a secret, bro. Like, you know.
Dude, don't be a secret is the fucking. You know what? I'm gonna say it here.
I'm just fucking with you. I'll stand for it. I'll stand for it, mate.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking say it now. Pearl Jam is better than fucking Nirvana, hands down.
No. You know what? I will not agree with you there. No, I won't, because I think Nirvana is so fucking. I used to hate them so much, but I think they're so good. It's
man. I have this, like, the thing is, like, I find about Eddie Vedder is also more
I love that we're just talking about Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
I know. How cliche can this interview get?
No, but it's so funny. Like, Viagra boys and Viagra lungs are talking
people
about.
People just assume we like. This is the other thing I know. People just assume we
People
like.
just
like,
assume that we only listen to idols, you know. That's
Yeah. Or Sleaford Mods, whatever. You know what I mean?
exactly, yeah.
People just think we really like only like small Bandcamp bands that have less than 10 listeners. You know what I mean? And as soon as you say in the interview, "Oh, I fucking love this band," they're like, "Holy shit!" Like, you know. Like another one for me, by the way, is I'm a big, massive fan of Michael McDonald from Doobie Brothers.
From Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, Michael McDonald, who joined Doobie Brothers a bit later, and it was like a massive precedent in the change of their songwriting. I think he's like fucking America's national treasure. That guy's got an amazing voice, and like his songs, like perfect pop.
I
Like one of
haven't
the most
heard it.
amazing perfect pop songs that I've ever written is like Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Yeah, dude, you know the song. So his really solo song, I keep forgetting, "I'm Not in Love Anymore." I think it's used in Snoop Dogg's like famous tune, like they sampled the piano.
Yeah.
But you basically, you know what? If I send you a link, you know exactly
What
what
is
I'm
this?
talking about.
Bunk, 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 bunk,
Yeah,
bunk, 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 bunk. Pretty much.
pretty much. Seb, you know, you're a big fan of tracksuit. What makes a good tracksuit? What catches your eye on the purchase of a specific tracksuit? Tracksuit top, tracksuit bottom. Walk me through it. What goes through your head?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's the fit. You know, like it needs to fit all right. You know, like
Yeah.
the pant legs need to be they need to be pretty tight if you're gonna be climbing through fences and, you know, jumping over shit and getting caught and stuff. And then second of all, it's the breathability. I need to be able to breathe. Yeah, but also like breathing holes and shit like that. Like I need to be able to breathe with my legs, you know.
Oh man, breathing with your legs is fucking terribly important.
And then number 3, a very important part, and it's a make it or break it question, is are there zippers on the pockets?
On the pockets. Super important in sweatpants.
Yes,
I agree.
Because if you're at like a rave, like an outdoor rave, you know, dancing to techno and shit, the most important thing is that you have zippers on your pockets.
Yeah.
Because then everything that's in your pocket is secure. The less pockets you have, the better. If you have less pockets, then you know where everything is. Left pocket, you got your phone. Right pocket, you got your shit. You know, like you got your, you know, and it needs to be simple so that no matter how fucked you are, you can find your shit. You know.
Yeah, you can find your shit so
And
you
then
can go home.
And also so that you can roll around in the grass, and like your shit's not gonna fall out of your pockets.
I'm sure, as me, you're a follower of Snake Pit, you know, another shitty tattoos account. Tell me the worst. Snake Pit is fucking incredible. Tell me the worst fucking tattoos you've ever seen.
Great episode of Beavis and Butthead where they're gonna go get tattoos, and they're like, yo, what kind, like they're at this like white trap, and it's like, what tattoo you guys can get? It's like, I want a tattoo of a butt with a butt on it. And then they both get tattoos of a butt with a butt on it.
I'm the great Cornholio.
Cornholio is a legend.
I was in 3rd year of uni, and I was really impressionable. And it was the first stick. It was one of the first stick and pokes that I've got, because you know I couldn't really afford that many proper ones. So I don't know if you see it, but
Does it say Mac?
It says Mac, and it's for Mac DeMarco.
Dude, I have a good Mac DeMarco story.
Sure.
We were playing in I think Slovenia or Slovakia or something.
Yeah.
And you know, the Eastern European countries are not so ahead when it comes to gay rights and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically homophobic as fuck. Yeah, I'm from Ukraine. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. They're homophobic as fuck. But basically, we're there, and I met Mac outside of the hotel we were staying at.
Gonna have a flirt,
and he was fucked up, and we were fucked up. And I was just about to smoke a joint to go to sleep because we were going to get up early the next morning. So he hung out outside, and then this guy comes by, and he doesn't speak any English, but like super Slavic young guy, maybe 19, something like that. And he obviously wanted a hit of this joint. And I'm like, yeah, just stick around. And he stuck around, and then we smoked the joint. He gets a hit, and then he sends it to Mac. Mac takes a hit. And then Mac does something like, I think he grabs him by his face or something, but he does something a bit intimate. And this guy, he just freaks the fuck out, and he's like, and he starts screaming like blah, 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 blah. And then Mac just gets super serious also and is like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm trying to be your friend. Like, am I not allowed to touch you? and this guy just gets so uncomfortable, and then Mac just kind of tries to kiss him or something like that, and he gets so uncomfortable and starts screaming and yelling, and then Mac gets really upset with this guy and starts screaming and yelling at him, and I had it all on camera, and then I somehow deleted it from my phone, but it was so good because it was just the most awkward meeting ever when Mac tried to kiss him on the cheek. And this guy just got so upset about it,
Before the lockdown happened, I believe we were booked for the same festival. To be honest, I don't think it would be the same day, but we were going to play ball in Moscow.
It's a bit problematic to play in Russia.
Yeah.
In a way, because of their politics, and, they, attack homosexuals, and they attack people that have the same ideals that we have. But at the same time, I've played a couple shows there to be a part of that culture, or to be a part of the Russian punk culture. It's like,
because so many young people there are fucking so passionate.
Yeah, but if we can infiltrate with our music, fuck it, because we stand for good things, and if they listen to us, hopefully they'll be influenced by what we think about politics or whatever. And I've had overall a really great experience playing there.
Would you say, for me, obviously now in retrospect, I moved to a fucking cool, open-minded place, that introduced me to so much culture. But at the time of moving, for me, it was just literally a fucking savage culture shock that I hated.
When I grew up in America, I was a bit alternative in high school, and there weren't that many people. I was one of two guys that wore tight pants in school, and when I walked down the hallway, I expected at least 4 or 5 people to be like, yo, what up, faggot? Fuck you, bitch. Fucking tight pants wearing ass motherfucker. And I would just be like, yeah, all right, cool, thank you. Yeah, all right, hey. But it was fine because even if they said that shit, they still kind of respected me because I was so fucking fuck you. I didn't care. And anything they said to me, I was just fuck off. And and it was cool because they still they bought weed off of us, off of my crew, and and all that shit. And then I moved to Sweden, and it was just when I actually started to feel a little bit cool in high school. I was like, all right, well, I'm kind of secure, I like having tight pants. Yeah. And I was and I didn't give a shit. I was starting to be less insecure. And then I moved to Sweden, and everybody at my school looked like a supermodel,
Oh yeah, beautiful.
And they had super tight, very nice clothes and all this shit. And all of a sudden, I wasn't special whatsoever. People thought that I was just some, farmer loser or whatever, and I was like, fuck, I came from an area where I was very unique and weird. And then all of a sudden I wasn't it at all. So that was a culture shock. And then I heard from people that I went to school with years after that, they were like, no, we thought you were super weird, but we didn't want to say it, and it was like, oh, okay. but nonetheless, I went from being insecure to being very insecure.
Yeah.
And then I went through like a huge culture shock where I was like, okay, no one likes me, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like when I moved to Sweden, like I had a lot of fucked up, like kind of chauvinistic ideals. And like, I was a bit, I didn't realize, like, I didn't understand feminism whatsoever.
Yeah.
And like, and I didn't understand my role. And like, and I thought that I had such like I thought I was a genius, you know? And then slowly I got just shut down, you know, like everything that I ever thought I knew got shut down. But I'm so glad that that happened, because I don't know, it's just so, I'm just so glad that like I don't have these old ideas that I used to have about shit, about right or wrong. And like nowadays, like I'm just so much, I don't know, I'm just a lot more open for the fact that things aren't so black and white, you know? Do you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to my first private tennis lesson.
Yeah.
In 10 years. So I'm actually playing tennis these days again.
Nice.
There's a pop artist here in Sweden named Jonas Lundqvist, and he's like a well-known musician, and like, but like makes like kind of indie pop kind of. And he sent his song to a friend of mine that was like a song that's been unreleased and no one's heard it. And he sent it to a friend of mine, was like, hey, listen to this, but don't show anybody. Yeah. And then my friend showed me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to stress, because I know him. I'm like, I'm going to stress him out. So I was like, film me. And then I made him film me doing this fake video where I'm singing to the song. Yeah. And then I sent it to him just to stress him out. Like, hey, heard the song. I've made a video. If you send me $650, I'll finish it. and then he wrote back like, oh man, it's fucking sick. It's like, I don't have $650, but I'll give you a private tennis lesson. And the thing is, his real job, besides being a musician, is that he's a tennis teacher. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then now it turns out that he's serious, and I have to make this video.
All right.
Yeah, for his song. But he was the best tennis teacher I've ever had. Like good positive reinforcement, and half the guys in my band play in his tennis club.
Great.
Yeah, which is like, people wouldn't think that, but half the guys in Viagra Boys are all like super sporty.
Right. This reminds me of my favorite memories of like. So it was the Bristol date of the Dot the Dot.
The last festival of the summer, right?
No, Dot the Dot was last year in May.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, the one in the little tent. Yeah.
And I remember going up to you going like, oh, Seb, can I just take the photo of you and the boys? And then I did it. And I don't remember who was it from your band, but they just went, we really liked your set. And I was a bit like, that's really nice. And they just went, but this is one of those things when we're going to like talk shit about your set in the van. We actually liked it. So something from your band was like, dude, we like your band, but actually really like your band. Not like we're going to like close the van door and fucking talk shit about you on the trip. And I remember going, that's actually such a beautiful review. But it's like, wow, he actually meant it. He's not going to talk shit about us in the van.
No, but one thing I'm proud of with my band is they are very truthful. If they think anything, like they're not charming, you know. None of them will be like, oh wow, I really love your band, like just to be nice.
Well, I guess we should wrap this up.
It's a good spot to wrap it up. I'm all fucked up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me in the first edition of Nobody Does It Better with Danny Nedelko.
What's the name of the show?
Nobody Does It Better with Danny Nedelko.
Nobody does it better with Danny Nedelko. Hey, it's been such an honor to be here with you.
Man, it's been actually like a fantastic way to get to know you, and I really appreciated the fact that we had this like chat.
I agree, man.
Good wishes, and we'll keep this conversation going in other ways. But yeah, man, Sebastian, have a good night.
Danny, you're a legend. I love you, and we'll keep in touch, brother.